Good afternoon, my YouTube friends, how are we doing? Something entirely unexpected has happened. I was out on my cross runner, thought, oh, I'm going to go in and see what it's like to get a trade in and maybe have a look at a bike that I didn't think I would fit. So I goes into Triumph and says, can I try a Tiger 900? They're like, of course you can. Give me the keys. So I'm out today on the Tiger 900 GT, just to give this a quick road test. 900cc, I don't know the full actual technical specification because I haven't looked at it. He just basically said, aye, there's the keys, go and have some fun. So I've got this for an hour. So you look at it, I think it's about 850cc. I think that's, yep, that's adjustable. Put that down, one hand adjustability, that's easy. So I've just jumped on this bike and I've done maybe 2 miles on it. My first impressions are it's very confidence inspiring. It's a good size, it's light, it's easy to manoeuvre, easy to get my feet down, which I'm quite surprised at because I'm short. The brakes feel very responsive, and initially my first impressions are this is a very good bike. Hello. So starting at the front, you've got that adjustable screen, you can move it up and down with one hand on the fly. Always suggest you're stationary when you move a screen so you don't risk falling off. Lovely clear TFT display. Everything I need is right in front of me there. So 34 mile an hour, 4th gear, range at the top right, miles per gallon at the top left, petrol tank temperature, your air temperature and your time. So it's very clear, easy to read. Mirrors are fine. I can see a wee bit of my elbows but not too much at all, and I've got a perfectly good view of the road behind. Moving down to the bars, the bars are a really nice comfortable position for me. Nice amount of sweep back, nice width, all the controls are easily to hand, so you've got your start stop switch, your home button for all your electronics, hazards. This side you've got a bit more, indicators, horn, don't know what that wee switch does there, lights, mode, cruise control, heated grips. So it's got all the bits and bobs that you would need. So this is the 900cc GT model with the cast wheels and the 19-inch front wheel. The power that you get initially is very smooth, very progressive. Now sometimes when you're pulling away in first gear, if you're kind of gentle on the throttle, you get a wee bit of lurchiness. You don't get that in this one, and it's very easy to modulate your speed. So you just need tiny wee inputs on the throttle and it'll adjust your speed so easily. Very comfortable riding position. I'm pretty much bolt upright. So my height is about 5'6" with a 29 inside leg. However, I wear Daytona boots that have got quite a high uplift on them. I think it's about a 2-inch uplift, because what I was finding is a lot of tall bikes I struggled with, so I got those boots. And it's perfectly manageable for my little legs. I've got the seat in the low position, but it's a standard bike, it's not the low seat and it's not the low ride height version. So easy to move about on the road, very responsive, just the very light inputs for the counter steering and it drops in lovely. I know it's got a 19-inch front wheel on it, which can feel a bit slower on the roads, but you know, don't notice any difference really. Brakes are lovely. A wee bit of dive on the front there when braking, but I'm quite sure you would get used to that, or you can modulate it out with a bit more back brake. It's first, second, up to third, 30 mile an hour. I'm in a 30 zone, so I need to behave myself here. So we're just going through Paisley just now, a wee bit of slower speed stuff. We'll head out a loop around Glasgow Airport and we'll go back in through Renfrew. So it's not going to be a long ride today. I've only got the bike for an hour and that's 15 minutes of it gone already because my camera was playing up. The bike is it's deceptively light. Now, what I mean by that is, you look at it, you think, that's a pretty big bike, that's going to weigh a bit. It doesn't. I don't know exactly the weights of it, but it's certainly about the 200-ish kilos, I think. My cross runner is about 250 kilos fully fueled with everything in it, so there's a fair difference in weight between this and the cross runner, and it's very noticeable. Pulling up to a stop here, foot's flat on the ground, right foot on the brake as you would normally do. I'll just keep it in gear because we're going around the corner in a minute. So initially I'm very, very impressed with this. When you're sitting at idle, you can feel a slight, it's not a vibration, it's more a thump, and it's just the firing order of the engine. So round the corner there, very manageable, dropped in nicely, held the line well. A bit of traffic here. Traffic dispatched easily, no issues. So around town it feels a very slim bike. I'm gripping at my knees there quite happily, and it feels nice and narrow, so it's certainly easy enough to filter. I'd have no concerns about driving this through like Glasgow city centre, for example. Now I haven't done really any research into this bike other than my own thoughts about possibly purchasing one, and I certainly wasn't planning on coming out a test ride today, so as far as tech specs go, like power and all that, you can have a look in the website. I think for my style of reviews, I don't really talk about, well, I don't plan to talk about power. It's real world riding. Saying something's got 90 horsepower or 105 horsepower, well, it doesn't really matter. What matters every day is how that power's delivered and how well the bike puts that power down. So it's your real world conditions is where it's important, not what it says in the spec sheet. But that's just my opinion. We'll change the mode, what we're in. Right, we're in road mode. We'll change that to sport mode. Right off the bat I can tell the throttle response is sharper. Much sharper in sport mode. It's not quite as smooth, which is to be expected, because you're obviously wanting the most amount of power that you can get out of the bike and the snappiest throttle response. So it does also have an off-road mode, but I'm not going to test that today. I have not done any off-road riding. I'm near Paisley and there's nowhere really to go, and it's not my bike and I don't want to drop it. But I've also just noticed that the screen's changed slightly. Plenty of power. There's a wee bit of vibration, but it's nothing that I would be concerned about. I hate to use the word characterful because I think that's really cheesy, but it makes you know you're riding a triple. Very comfortable. Holds a line very well. Here's a wee bit an upset some bikes, that wee bit, 'cause it's a bump on a right hand turn, but no, this is good. This is good. Right, this is a wide sweeping corner to the left, so we'll see how it's going to hold. Right, so a wee bit of counter steer, drop it in, holds that line so easy, and then I flick to the right side for the right hand turn. Yep. Again, holds it fine. there's nothing behind me just now, so let's just check the back brake. Yep, back brake's pretty good. Better than my cross runner. The mid-range there, I'd say it's just the right amount of power. You can all open it up and you know the bike's got plenty to give, but it's not going to run away from you. So I've popped back into road mode for a minute here. It's what I noticed is when you have it in sport mode, if you look sport mode, right, the top right hand side there, because the display has changed, I no longer have my range. I would like it if the range was displayed all the time, but it's not. And I know a lot of bikes, you do jump on and you think, aye, that's nice. And I'm quite guilty for liking pretty much every bike I ride. I don't often come across a bike I don't like. But I think the measure of a bike is whether you jump on it and you instantly feel at home, or does it take a wee bit of time to get used to it? And I have felt instantly at home in this. But if someone said to me right now, okay, there you go, you need to go and ride 400 miles, but fine, not an issue at all. I would have no problem with doing 400 miles on this bike. We'll take a right here and we'll head back towards Renfrew. The switchgear feels quite responsive as well. Some stuff's a bit wishy-washy, but this feels quite good to me. I mean, there you go. Look at the handles, aren't no bother at all. Okay, we'll go for an overtake. Plenty of power for an overtake. Plenty. And it's all mid-range. You just roll on the throttle and it just gives you what you need. And the sound is very nice as well. I could quite happily load this up with luggage and go off on an adventure. With it being the GT version, it is more road focused, so you've got your cast wheels rather than the spoked wheels. So if off-roading is your thing, this would certainly do it. It's got the off-road mode. It's got the smaller wheel, the 19-inch wheel rather than 21-inch wheel. However, we'll wipe me out. However, I don't think the smaller wheel would be an issue for a lot of road riding. Yeah, let's find somewhere to stop and we'll do a wee walk around, shall we? Let's borrow Rolls Royce's car park. I'm sure they won't mind. Three, two, one, sink. So here it is in all its glory, the Tiger 900 in this lovely blue colour, and it is a stunning looking bike. Even from the front you've got the nice beak there, so it's quite an aggressive front end. I like it. So we'll have a quick walk round of the bike. I mean, nothing too long because, as I said, I've only got this for an hour. So you've got your Brembo calipers, double discs on the front, and the really good Mazzocchi upside down forks. So they have got adjusters on the top. I believe they're only adjustable for preload and not damping, but double check that on the website, because as I said, I'm not 100% sure. So look, going around here, you've got your fantastic triple engine that's so smooth and puts the power down where you need it, which is loads of grunt in the mid-range. Really nice. Adjuster there for your rear suspension, nice and easy to get to, so if you're quickly needing to change it, if you're putting luggage on, loads to do that. Come back round to your exhaust, that's just your standard exhaust can. That's absolutely fine. The noise off that's quite nice. I don't think I would bother changing that initially. It's up high out the way, it's nice and neat, it's tidy. I think it's fine. Rear Brembo caliper as well. Come round to the other side, I mean, it's less to see on this side. This particular bike doesn't have a quick shifter. The quick shifter is available as an option if you want it, but you pay extra for that in this one. I'll have a look at the screen here. TFT. Takes me a minute to load up with the logo. Good afternoon. And there's your standard screen. Various different modes you can chop it, change it to. I don't have time to go into it today, unfortunately. But you can pop down to your local dealer for a look. Very, very nice bike. Just having a look at the lights. You can't really see because the sun's in the way just now, but you've got a kind of eyebrow light here. Really nice. Right, we'll hop back on because we need to take it back to the dealership. Okay, that's us. I really enjoy watching videos about bikes on YouTube, and I've said it before that review videos I always take with a pinch of salt, and you should as well. And the reason for that is because my opinion of a bike could be totally different to your opinion of a bike. So please, if you are considering one of these, by all means watch the videos, get folks' opinions, but go and test it yourself. I mean, Triumph in Glasgow, West Coast Triumph, who I was up at today, were more than happy to let me go a ride in this. We've not even talked prices, we've not talked figures, none of that. I just said, look, I'm interested in that, don't know if I'm going to fit it, can I take it out? And that was basically it. He was like, of course, there's a demo fleet, on you go. Fill in the paperwork and away you go. Just obviously bear in mind, if you crash it, then you've got an excess to pay. I've always liked the look of the Triumphs, but the reason I haven't I haven't looked into one before is because I did think that's way too tall for me. So if you're 5'6" with a 29-inch height leg, if you get the low seat version, you're going to be okay. If you go for, I think the Rally Pro is higher up, and if you go for the 1200 it's higher up. With a 29 leg you're going to struggle with it. Beautiful bike to ride on a beautiful day. The controls are all falling to hand very easily. I don't need to look where everything is because it's where you would expect it to be. I've got this back in road mode now, and I think that's the mode I would probably keep it in for most of the time. The reason being that the throttle response is that wee bit a wee bit softer. So at low revs it doesn't quite have the jerk that the sport mode does. Not that the sport's bad, it's not bad, but road is just that wee bit softer. I do like to ride on a lot of back roads, so it's single track back roads where they can be in pretty bad condition. They can have a lot of loose gravel, mud, all sorts of stuff, and my cross runner, whilst it's fine for it, it doesn't feel particularly at home on that kind of terrain. I think this bike on that kind of terrain would be no issue at all. Let's see if I can cut up here. Well, Triumph, your 900 GT is a really good bike. That's me, both my feet, tiptoes are comfortably down on the ground, no issues. And if I put one foot up, that's my right foot in the brake, I'm flat footing on the left, no concern whatsoever. Let's get a wee bit of oomph. And that's only probably half throttle, nowhere near full throttle because I'm in a 40 zone. Oh, I'm at 40, so I can go a bit quicker. So very good power. Wrong lane here. I'm just dropping it in here. I know it's new tyres and stuff. Oh, what a grit and crap, but didn't upset me at all. It goes with your point. You can actually drop it quite far into a lane and there's no worry about it. It doesn't feel like it's going to tip or twist or drop or do anything like that. I was speaking to a guy in the dealership there, a customer who bought his Triumph 900 GT. Oh, someone's smoking cannabis. Jeez, what strong. He bought his 900 GT just like this bike a year ago. Uses it every single day and he sold his car. Don't think I would sell my car right enough, but aye. So, final thoughts. Tiger 900 GT, really nice bike. This would be a perfect everyday all-rounder that's going to do everything you need. Commuting, touring, no worries. Bit of off-road, also no worries. It's going to do everything that you would need. So if you're in the market for a middleweight adventure bike that's not going to break the bank, definitely check out the Tiger 900 GT. So this is just coming back into Triumph, West Coast Triumph in Hillington, Glasgow. So just thanks very much to the guys here for letting me take this out on a demo. I am interested in buying this bike. I didn't just say, can I take it for a test ride? I'm genuinely interested in buying this bike. So very nice.